We're having a bit of a gossip today. Listen, I started doing this and realized I wasn't recording, so I've been recording for about 20 minutes. We all know there are things that brands and content creators do that really annoy us, and there isn't really much we can do about it other than just have a little bit of a rant about it and get it off our minds, which is what we are doing in today's video. And I feel like I'm gonna say two things that might piss off some people watching. I hope not. I hope you understand. I will explain myself. So I'm going to be talking about those things that I just want to change up a little bit in 2026. And I know we're already in March. This year is going super, super quick. I'm just going to interrupt myself here just before we get into it and thank the sponsor of today's video. And that is Dermatica. Listen, you know I've been loving, been using, been talking about Dermatica for years now, literally years. If you have ever looked at skincare or seen someone talk about skincare and thought, what am I actually supposed to use? What am I actually meant to be doing? All these names, numbers, ingredients, things you're meant to mix, things you're not meant to mix, and it confuses you. There's too many options, too many opinions, too many rules. Honestly, I feel the same. It can feel impossible to know what's right for your skin. So instead of trying to become a skincare expert, I decided to let dermatology experts handle it for me. I think a lot of us fall into two categories. Either you're deep into skincare and understanding ingredients, or you're like most people, overwhelmed by it all. You hear things like, don't mix this ingredient with this at night, but do in the morning. This percentage is too strong, this one's too weak. And suddenly skincare feels stressful instead of helpful and something you want to be doing. That's exactly why I started using Dermatica, because they take all the complexity away. Instead of me guessing what my skin needs, their dermatology team looks at my skin and builds a personalized formula for me. So I don't have to figure out ingredients, strengths, combinations myself. It is all done for me. This incredible product I'm holding in my hand is my personalized skincare formula that was made just for me. Dead simple to get your own. You answer questions about your skin, your goals, your lifestyle, and you upload photos to their website. Then their dermatology experts review everything and create a formula tailored specifically to your skin. So rather than buying random products, hoping they work, you are using something literally designed just for you. And what I love is they use evidence-based ingredients. It's not just stuff you can get over the counter anywhere, but at the right strength for your skin. That's the part I never feel confident choosing on my own. For me personally, the reason I started using Dermatica were for a few different reasons. Texture on my skin, pigmentation, slow aging. And before this, honestly, my routine was a bit trial and error. We're talking years ago now. I would buy products because I had seen someone using them online and thought, that looks good. Didn't really know if it was for me, but I never really knew if they were right for my skin. And since using Dermatica, what's been different for me is the simplicity. I have one personalized formula made specifically for my skin needs, and I just use it in my evening routine. So I can use everything else I love in the morning, whereas in the evening when I need all those active ingredients where I really need my skin to be working on my skin, that's where it's great to use Dermatica. And over time, I have noticed the most incredible results. So I literally use mine in my evening routine. At night, after cleansing, I apply my Dermatica formula, and that's it. No guessing, no missing actives, no wondering if I'm doing something wrong. It's honestly the easiest part of my skincare now because the decision making is already done. And that's why I think it's especially great if you're not a skincare expert, you don't try to be, you don't want to be. I recommend Dermatica specifically if skincare ingredients confuse you, you feel overwhelmed choosing products, you've tried lots of things without knowing what exactly works, and you want expert guidance. So if you want to try Dermatica, and I highly recommend it, you can use my code ROBERT50 for 50% off your first 3 months. It's usually $24.99 per month. And that includes your personalized formula online consultation reviewed by their dermatology team and ongoing expert support. So if at one point you feel like your formula needs a change up, they can do that for you. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed by skincare, this really is a really easy place to start. You can check it out using my link in the description box. Thank you so much again to Dermatica for sponsoring today's video. I absolutely love this product. It has truly changed my skin, and it keeps doing so even to this day after all these years. We've been together that long. Okay, let's get back to it. Give this video a thumbs up if you have not already. It really helps me out. Do consider subscribing, and if you'd like little gossipy videos like this, subscribe to my reaction channel, Robert Reacts, where we talk about all things that happen across the internet in general. I'm just gonna even out this eye while I'm talking to you. My first thing I want to talk about is pH makeup. Yes, now I know if you watch my ranking series where we look at new makeup releases and rank them. You will know that I am not a fan at all of pH products. So those products that you put on your lips or you put them on your cheeks and they turn pink. It's like, okay, great, the same tone of pink that everyone else is doing. I am very, very much over them. I think they're just boring. Like I said, they all go to the same shade of pink, so what's the point in them? And I don't know why, like, all these brands are acting like this is some kind of new science. Like, I literally remember having friends who were girls who maybe couldn't wear makeup when we were kids, but they would wear like kids makeup that you get in like a Disney princess set, and the makeup in that would be pH. Like, okay, you're not old enough to wear lipstick, but here's something that kind of looks like lipstick but is a lip balm, and it just comes off. We did this such a long time ago, and it's just, I think it's just childish, to be honest with you, because that's how I remember it. I remember it as kids makeup. That's quite literally how I remember it, is kids makeup. It's for children. I also don't understand. I think it's very easy to make a hydrating lip product these days to a point where we don't need these brands selling their luxury versions when we can actually get, you know, really, really cheap ones. It's very much like Sheen, you know, that, no, She Glam. To me, like, I feel like She Glam would do it. I think they do. I think they put in every collection. Colourpop do it too. There's always a pH something. The pH blushes. Oh, it's black, but it turns pink. Okay. Yours and everyone else's. So I don't know where this sudden, like, need for it comes in. Okay, let me know. Are any of you out there like, oh my god, I love my pH lip product? Like, I kind of get it. Maybe you want something natural for every day. It's easy to apply in terms of you don't even need to look at what you're doing to be able to apply it, right? Like, you can literally just whack it out and apply it. And it's probably good for those like no makeup days, but then so is a lip gloss. Like, so is like a lip balm with a tiny tint of color. I just don't like the magic of pH. I'm just over it. And I think in this current makeup world where everyone is releasing their version of exactly the same thing, pH is boring. Whether it's a blush, a lip product, it's like, okay, another pH, you know what I mean? Which kind of brings me on to my next one. And again, this is something, if you watch my ranking videos, you would have heard me talk about a lot, is brands releasing the same colors of everything. So there was a study, I need to find the user. Do you like my new little dog light lamp, by the way? Isn't that so cute? It's pink inside. Well, you can change the color of it. Anyway, there was a user, I need to really try and find their profile. There was someone over on Instagram, and I'll link them below and I'll put it on screen if I can find it now, who did like this study, right? I guess we could call it study. And they were looking at the shades of blush that we have on the market at the moment. And the conclusion was, they're pretty much all the same. We don't really get any cool shades. We don't really get any variation. And that's very obvious to see from their study and, you know, the results that came up. All the shades are the same. Brands are releasing the same shades over and over again. And that is very much true for lip products, right? The best example of this is Summer Friday's new lip pencils. This is the shade range that everyone is releasing in everything. Blush, lips, boring as fuck. Give us a deep purple. Give us a clear purple. You know what I mean? Give us some variation. Not just because I like purple. Oh my god, everything's so purple today, I just realized. Not because I like purple, but give us some variation. Give us a blue, you know, like NYX just did. Or Maybelline are doing. Give us these variations, even if it's a different finish, like Kaleidos just did, where they had this grey, these darker shades, all this other stuff. You know, give us something to be excited about. Even the pinks are like these yellowy pinks. Give us cold. The trends coming up this year are gonna be cold, right? They're gonna be a little bit more... If you really want variation in lip products nowadays, and even blush, you need to go to those Chinese beauty brands, those Korean beauty brands, brands that are especially made for deeper skin tones. Go looking for it, because all these brands are giving us the same shit over and over again. And I feel like when I'm buying from brands this year, I'm really trying to figure out what... It's not hard to get me to buy stuff, but what makes this brand that I'm purchasing from right now different to everyone else? What are they offering that's different that I can't get everywhere because everyone's doing the same shit? Brands need to stop doing this thing where they're looking at what is doing well and then recreating it. I know they want to make money. I know that's the end goal, right? But at the same time, are you trying to bore everyone to death? Are you trying to make us get so over makeup. And listen, I know the makeup industry isn't like that well loved at the moment. People are bored of it. And I can see why. I still love makeup. I still love discovering new things. I still love doing it. And I still have that passion for it. I have my whole life. Not since I was born. You know what I mean? More of my life than I haven't. So I'm hanging in there. Because I know brands can do better. And I know they will. And I know they might. But for now, I'm bored. Okay, this is more of a thing that some makeup artists and non-makeup artists, and this isn't a thing I thought was going to annoy everyone, seem to be doing. Let me just tell you something, right? And I know some makeup people might think that because I'm an influencer now, somehow that diminishes my experience over like 21 years of makeup. Whenever I use cream blush on a client, cream bronzer, anything like that, I never set that product with the same color blush or the same color bronzer. You do not need to set cream blush, let's just say cream blush by itself, to make it have longevity. Fact. I've done it. I'm telling you, fact. On loads of different skin types, loads of different skin tones. And I'm actually going to make a reel about this and prove it. And it will be posted here as a short. I'm going to show people how to do it. Because cream blush isn't made with the fact that you're going to set it with powder in mind, right? They're like, it's a cream blush. It's going to stay. There are ingredients in cream blush that help it stay on the skin. You just need to do it right. And is it kind of annoying that you have to do extra things to make this product last longer? Yes, but it starts from skin prep. As a makeup artist will know, skin prep with skincare is the most important thing ever in makeup, and how you build up the layers, right? I'm so over it. I'm so over people. You do not need to. You can if you want to. If you really want to build up the pigmentation and your layering is cream and then powder, great. That's good for you. But if you just want that glowy finish from cream blush, that cream blush is made to give you, or you can get matte cream blush too. If you want the finish from the cream blush, but you don't find it sits well, there is a way to do it. I'm kind of over these makeup people that maybe don't have that much experience in makeup and makeup artistry telling people that you need to set your cream blush. You do not need to set your cream blush. It will last a long time by prepping the skin correctly in that area, and then what you do after as well. And then what you do as you build up those layers. Trust me, again, fact, I've done it 100 times over. And you know I don't gatekeep. I will share how to do it. I will share how to do it at some point. But just because, and I think that this is what a lot of people don't bear in mind, as somebody who, talking about me, has educated people in makeup, taught people how to do their own makeup, worked on people of all skin types, tones, textures. If you haven't had that experience on other people, don't speak to what just works on you, what you've discovered. It may be helpful to some people, don't get me wrong. It may absolutely be helpful to some people, perhaps have that same skin type or are dealing with the same concerns that you might be. But you're doing a disservice to people that need help in other ways. You saying you must do this and there's no other way. That's not how we do it. That's not how makeup artists do it. You're gonna find a way. And yes, like scientifically, there may not be a way to do some things. Trust me, there's a way to do a lot. However, okay, this brings me on to my second thing, right? And this is going to piss some people off, but listen, makeup artists, professional makeup artists, hear me out. I come from professional makeup artistry background. I know that sometimes watching a 17-year-old makeup artist who's just doing makeup themselves, you know, argue with you about what you do, or, you know, discovering something about their makeup and you're like, actually, that's not correct, can be very frustrating. I know it can. But here's the deal. Some of you pro makeup artists out there need to chill the fuck out, right? So your advice may not be useful to some people, okay? So just because you do something at Fashion Week or you don't do something at Fashion Week doesn't mean that the way you did that makeup at Fashion Week, or the way you did that makeup on that editorial shoot, or the way you've done that makeup on that celebrity or whatever is useful for whoever is trying to do their makeup in the morning, whatever, to go to work. You know what I mean? You need to chill out with the, oh, I'm a professional makeup artist, and actually that's not right. Because some of the stuff I see some of you professionals say, I disagree with too. The thing is, there is no shared way to do makeup, right? Yes, there are rules to makeup. I'm a strong believer in that. You know that. I say creativity and individuality have no rules, but makeup has a theory. And a lot of people do this unknowingly. That's not to diminish people's creativity, because even when people are like, POV, makeup has no rules, and then they do this crazy thing on their face, they are still incorporating makeup theory into that process. So yes, there are some things that we may all do similarly. So yes, there are some things that we may all do the same as professional makeup artists. Perhaps maybe, you know, the way we clean our kits, or the way we practice hygiene, the way we use our brushes, things like that. But at the same time, not all your experience is useful to everyone. And let me tell you how I've learned this. From doing social media and from teaching. If you've never taught people how to do their makeup, what you're not going to teach people in that one moment, unless they have like a course with you, is all your expertise. You do not realize a lot of the time as a makeup artist how much you do not know you are doing. How you hold the brush, the motions, the angle you're standing, how you move around your client, the way you do things on the face are some things you cannot teach to people over the internet or through a video, or, you know, even sometimes one-to-one. What makeup artists, professional makeup artists online who don't have that teaching skill or that teaching experience don't realize is that there are some things that you need to consider that may be stepping stones for an amateur using makeup. Somebody who just does their makeup every day, somebody who doesn't want to be at a pro level, they just want to get on with their makeup. There are things you may not do as a professional that are actually extremely useful to people as stepping stones to get to that point of doing their makeup the best they can. Primers is one of them. Yes, we do not use primers at Fashion Week. Yes, we do not use primers backstage on editorials. Why the fuck would you? I believe you should carry at least 2 in your kit for doing brides, proms, things like that. There are times where I'm like, I need this ingredient in this primer to smooth out the skin texture. There's only so much skincare can do within that second. Over time, it's great. Within that second, there's only so much it can do, right? And yes, I believe good makeup comes from skincare. Skincare is always the start. But these things you may not do yourself as a professional are great for people who are just trying to do their makeup the way they do it, right? So let's loosen up, professionals. Let's just kind of consider, okay, why does this person find this useful even though I don't do it at Fashion Week? You know? But when you're not considering that not everyone is at your level and there are products and techniques that will help them near your level or achieve something that you can achieve like that they might take 5-10 minutes to achieve. If you're not realizing that, then you need to kind of put yourself in a non-professional shoes a little bit more. I think we need to tone it down. Not everyone is professional and not everyone wants to be. They just want to be able to do their makeup so it looks great on them and feels great to them while they're doing it. And God forbid they should use a technique that they like or find useful to get to that goal without a professional makeup artist jumping in and being like, fuck you. And listen, that's why I make my like reaction content, because if somebody wants to come and find that content, then they can come and find it. You see, I don't really do it on other forms of social media like Instagram or TikTok because you kind of just fed anything. Whereas on YouTube, people can come to me. They have to subscribe to me to see my videos, really. And that's because they want to learn. So that was the first thing I thought might piss people off. The second and last is, okay, now here's some, one second. Let me go down there. Here's some advice for content creators who are just getting into it. I'm going to start this off by saying I once too, believe it or not, had 0 followers, right? Yes, I started at 0. I didn't come onto the platform with 1 million on YouTube. One thing, take this as advice. There's this kind of content that people make at the moment, and it's smaller content creators, and it's like, it'll be a video of them doing their eye makeup, and it's like, I'm trying to reach 10,000 followers by this date. Can you make it happen? Let me tell you why this is annoying and not a good idea. And I'm gonna ask in a series of questions. What do people get when they follow you? As a content creator, you are providing content. What does your content give to your followers? So if I come across a post that's like, I'm trying to reach this many, I'm like, okay. And you do makeup, but what else? If I'm going to your page, what's different about you? I should follow you and make your content creation dreams come true, you know? That's annoying me. That's better. Why are you so special that I should follow you? Because let's be real, there's a million beauty content creators out there. There's a million content creators out there. What is it about you that's going to make me stop and be like, oh, yeah, I need to follow this person and help them get to that 10,000. Me and my brother actually did a bit of a poll on this with our followers, and people found it to be very beggy. You should be providing people with something that you like doing, but also they would have a pleasure in following you with. Because if you're just asking for empty follows, that's what it's gonna be. It's great having all these followers, but if no one's interacting with you, what's the point in those followers? So I could be on Instagram and have 5 million followers, but if only 5,000 people are interacting with one post, that's not great. 5,000 is a great number for anyone. However, if you have 5,000 followers and 5,000 people are interacting with your post, that looks better to an algorithm than the million with at least, like, you know what I'm trying to say? So you should be getting your followers from people having a genuine interest in what you are doing, what you have to offer. A goal of achieving followers is just what everyone else is doing. So when I see these posts, I do check out their profiles out of interest on what else they do. And a lot of the time it's like, I'm trying to achieve this goal, I'm trying to achieve this goal. Why should we help you? And now I know that sounds terrible from someone who is technically already made that goal. You have to think of selling yourself in that aspect. What makes me different from everyone else? Why do you deserve your followers' time? You know what I mean? Because like you watching this now, you have taken time out of your day, or you're listening to this while you're doing something, to spend with me. Why do I deserve your time? And I hope the answer to that is I provide you with entertainment. You know, maybe something of value. Maybe you like my makeup. Maybe you just like the way I talk for some reason, which is something people say. I personally find myself quite nasally. But what are you giving to people in this competitive world where their valuable time is spent with you? That's what I would ask. Okay, I'm gonna finish this look up in another video, I think, because I have some products I want to try. Let me know your opinions on all of this down below. Thank you so much for joining me. Do give this video a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.